All right. Does that sound familiar? So in I Pet Goat 2, everybody that breaks this down, they're always talking about the shark fins. And you see the shark. See the shark. Shark. How come I can't get it to show up? There it is. See the shark? And there's shark fins throughout the video. Everybody's always breaking this down. You know, they're like, well, there's shark fin. See the shark fin there? The big 9/11 attack. There's a big shark fin there. See the shark fin? Well, if you remember in the movie Jaws from the 70s, Jaws, July 4th scene. That was the first big shark attack in the movie, Jaws, 4th of July scene. 9 minutes, Jaws, 1975, get out of the water. So let's just go with 4th of July scene. And let's playback speed, let's speed it up. That way we can't get a copyright strike, right? Oh, somebody took this off a TV set. This isn't the best, is it? Sorry, let me stop recording and get you a good one, y'all. Sorry. This is interesting. Does he say there's 2 incidents before the July 4th shark attack? And our 2 incidents, of course, would be the Trump receiving his corona, his crown, and then the faked hashtag, you know, which is all about the new technology that's coming that will not allow people to breathe because it's at 60 gigahertz, the new, what they call the 5th generation. Let's listen to this and see if he, and I've sped it up, so hopefully I don't get a copyright strike.
Any shark expert in the world will tell you it's a killer. It's a man-eater. Look, the situation is that apparently a great white shark has staked a claim in the waters off Amity Island, and he's going to continue to feed here.
Let me turn it up just a little bit there, folks. Sorry. Let's get some volume up in here.
As long as there is food in the water, and there's no limit to what he's going to do. I mean, we've already had 3 incidents. 2 people killed inside of a week, and it's going to happen again. It happened before. The Jersey people.
I sped it up.
5 people chewed up in the sun.
You say 2,
as long as there is food in the water, and there's no limit to what he's going to do. I mean, we've already had 3 incidents. 2 people killed inside of a week.
3 incidents. Okay, he said 3 incidents, and we've had the corona, and we've had
And it's going to happen again. It happened before. The Jersey people. 1916, 5 people chewed up in the sun. In 1 week. Kill them by the swimmers. A shark is attracted to the exact kind of splashing and activity that occurs whenever human beings go in swimming. You cannot avoid it. If you open the beaches on the 4th of July, it's like ringing the dinner bell, for Christ's sake. Mr. Vaughn, I pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out of the rectal of the boat out there, and it was the tooth of a great white. It was Ben Gardner's boat. It was all chewed up. I helped throw it in. You should have seen it. Where is that tooth?
Remember, I've sped this up, so it's a little fast. Hopefully that'll keep me from getting a copyright strike.
Okay, bud. Oh, I didn't see it. He dropped it. I had an accident with him.
And what did you say the name of this shark is?
It's a Carcharodon carcharias. It's a great white.
You don't have the tooth. Look, we depend on the summer people here for our very lives.
You're not going to have the summer.
We're not only going to have to close the beach, we're going to have to hire somebody to kill the shark. I mean, we're going to have to tell the Coast Guard.
Mr. Vaughn,
we're going to have to contract the shark. We're going to break the pippies on because you're going to have to remodel the entire harbor. I don't think one of you are familiar with our problems.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass. Now, wait a second. There are 2 ways to deal with this problem. You're either going to kill this animal or you're going to cut off its food supply.
Larry, we have to close the beaches. Brody, sick vandalism. That is a deliberate mutilation of a public service message. Now, I want those little paint-happy bastards caught and hung up by their Buster Browns.
That's it. Goodbye. I'm not going to waste my time arguing with a man who's lining up to be a hot lunch. I'm going to see you later. Is that... Mr. Vaughn, what we are dealing with here is a perfect engine, an eating machine. It's really a miracle of evolution. All this machine does is swim and eat and make little sharks, and that's all. Now, why don't you take a long, close look at this sign? Those proportions are correct.
Love to prove that, wouldn't you? Get your name into the National Geographic. Larry, if we make an effort today, we might be able to save August. August? For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. It's going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
Okay, and you talk about, you know, how they're always talking about opening the beaches, closing the beaches because of the V. But this is just a theory. It's a shot in the dark. I mean, because of the sharks that are all over IPEC Goat, which we've already established, and in Jaws, the 4th of July was the big. Of course, this is always extremely disturbing to watch. And I have sped this up too, so I don't get a copyright strike. Playback speed is above normal. Let's go 1.5 and see if, I don't want to drag this out too long for you. I don't want you to be bored.
Mike, I know you got a lot of problems downtown, but I've got a couple of problems at the house I wish you could take care of. One, I've got some cats parking in front of the house I can't get out of the office, and that garbage truck next to the office. So what I need is a red zone. It's a simple thing you can take care of.
Honey, would you come here a minute, please? Okay.
Yeah, fine, fine.
Listen, it's contrary to you.
No.
We can pay out here in a beach.
All right, I'm there.
It's cold. We know all about you, Chief. You don't come to the party like all, do you?
It's on bad hat, Harry.
Chief Brody, you are uptight. Come on. That's it.
Guy lost his dog. That ruined me for life, going out deep in the ocean. I body surf in very shallow water. So the 4th of July, what do you think? Is something going to go down? Is that what the sharks are about? Or at least that shark or another shark? And there's sharks all throughout. I mean, if I speed this up also, playback speed 1.5, are we going to see the sharks, the shark fins throughout? Buck Moon, Stag, Buck, Stag, Trump, upside down pyramid. Obama starts to sweat. Does Trump go after Obama? Does he get assassinated like Patrice? Or does he get arrested? Why is Obama sweating it? And I was told that that stands for the lily. That's the solar eclipse we just had in June 21st. Yes, your birthday. And there's the July, the lily for, and her name is Lily, by the way. And a lily pops up. American flag ripped. Shark fin. The next big event, shark. Let's look for more sharks. Or shark fin. People think they see shark fins all throughout this video. I showed y'all how James Bond, which is the Donald, comes right through. That's Donald Trump, the Antichrist, part 13, that shows him in that boat doing the exact same thing. just to make it clear, my Donald Trump Antichrist Part 13, I show you beyond any doubt whatsoever that James Bond is mimicking him in that boat, and that James Bond in Gematria comes to the Donald. Now, notice the markets plunge at the time of war. It says war, markets plunge. So once the war begins, everything in the stock market is going to go bye-bye. And there's a hit on a mosque that comes up right here. Somebody's getting militarized with guns. Not sure who that is or who that represents. I have heard different people speak to what that means. I don't think I'm going to go there. Stands for Russia. There's China. Dragon. 4th of July again. I don't know. Is that the 4th? I don't know. I actually think that is the Day of the Dead, which I just showed in my Trump Spectre opening scene. It's the Day of the Dead.
What?
Okay, I can't get a copyright strike for a commercial.
It is now.
I can't get a copyright strike for a commercial, so. Now, this I can play back for you very slowly. Uh-oh, where's my ability to, oh. Okay, now's my settings. Playback speed. I'm going to actually slow this down for you. Way down. It opens with, now we know the Antichrist receives a deadly wound by the sword, but did live. And let's go to Revelation 13. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders and maketh, 12. The first beast whose deadly wound was healed. That's the beast out of the sea. That's the Antichrist Trump. And make an image to the beast which had a wound by the sword and did live. And of course, the next James Bond movie is No Time to Die, which means if Donald Trump's clone gets popped and everybody thinks he's dead, but he's saying there's no time to die, because in the, what was it? In the movie, let me pause for a second. I'm going to actually play that for you. I actually still have that for you. It was the final Star Wars movie that talked about, they thought the Emperor was dead, but he's alive, and then they refer to it as cloning. And of course, the cloning is in the Prestige movie, which is played by the same actor and the same director as the Batman series. And I've already related for y'all that Donald Trump says he is Batman. So hang on just a second. Let me get all that straightened up for you. All right, I've got these set up for you, and I've got them set up to where they will, they're either sped up or slowed down. So just to recap, 4th of July, but it's really the Day of the Dead. We got the opening scene of Spectre, which it opens with the Day of the Dead. And remember, James Bond comes to the Donald in Gematria. So let me show you that real quick. All right, you see where James Bond and the Donald are the same in Gematria. Of course, QAnon uses Gematria. I showed you all that in Donald Trump, the Antichrist, part 14, and others, which are part 14 I just did tonight about an hour ago. I guess I'm on a roll tonight, but 498, 498, 83, 83. James Bond and the Donald are one and the same. Gematria is 3,000-year-old language, converting letters to numbers, and it's how you get Don Trump, the Antichrist. 666 Don Trump, because the family name was Trump till it was changed in the 1600s, but he is a Trump bloodline. It actually is his name, but it was changed to Trump to fulfill the other prophecy. So his name fulfills 2 Bible prophecies. Don Trump comes to 666, and Donald Trump, Trump the little horn of Daniel 7. That's really well shown in Donald Trump, the Antichrist, part 14. I am not going to call this a Donald Trump Antichrist video, though I will sneak it into the playlist. So Day of the Dead, this is more just about the Gematria, and you see Spectre opening the dead, which would be the Antichrist receiving the deadly wound, but did live, are alive. So that specifically speaks to the Antichrist receiving a deadly wound by the sword and did live. And it's Mexico City. I messed it up. The dead are alive. And the Antichrist receives a deadly wound. It says Mexico City. There it is. It's the Day of the Dead. That's what they call it. I could have swore this popped up in the movie. Mexico City. There it is, the Day of the Dead. Well, I meant to make that big. Day of the Dead, there it is. So it's the Day of the Dead. Now the Day of the Dead is Halloween, and it's to celebrate in Mexico City. And then of course, this man comes walking by, and of course, the Donald, or James Bond, is dead. He's got his skeleton mask on. He is dead, but he is alive. Symbology, because all these people are pretending to what? Be dead. So the Donald is dressed as the dead, or the Day of the Dead. And remember, it opened with the dead are alive. And of course, the deadly wound, but did live. So I think y'all get that. Of course, Donald Trump will tell you that he is Batman.
Yes. Mr. Trump.
Yes.
Are you Batman?
I thought I changed the speed on this. I did not. Let's slow it down.
I am Batman.
Are you Batman?
I am Batman.
So he's telling you that he is the Dark Knight. So he is telling you that he is Batman. And in the movie The Dark Knight Rises, when America, let me find that for you real quick. I found it in the last video really quickly. There's so many pictures here. Hang on, let me pause. So he's telling you he's Batman. In The Dark Knight Rises, when Bruce Wayne, who is the billionaire from Gotham, as Donald Trump is the billionaire from New York City, when he is removed from the deadly wound, allegedly, but will it be a clone? Will it be a body double? Will it be a twin? Was he born a twin? Is that why Gemini is called the twin all along? Because the Antichrist would actually have a twin that nobody knew. Who knows? I actually think it'll be a clone because of the movie The Prestige, which I really detailed in Donald Trump the Antichrist Part 4, and then skimmed over it pretty decently in Donald Trump the Antichrist Part 14. So let's keep going. He's telling you he is Batman. There is no time to die once the deadly wound takes place because he did live. The dead are alive. There's no time to die. Do you see how they're cryptically telling you that James Bond, the Donald, per gematria? Now, in the Star Wars movie, they told you that it was by cloning. I changed the speed.
The intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Donald Trump, the Antichrist, returned. I thought he was dead. The dead are alive.
Wait, do we believe this?
Do you really believe that Donald Trump could be dead from a deadly wound, but did live? Per Revelation 13:3, 13:12, and 13:14.
It cannot be. The Emperor is dead. Dark science.
Dark science. Cloning. Per the movie The Prestige, which was the same director as the Batman Dark Knight series and the same actor, Christian Bale, which means bail on Christianity.
Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew.
Secrets only the Sith knew, which of course you could substitute them for the Illuminati, I suppose.
Planning his revenge. His followers have been
No time to die. He's planning his revenge.
building something for years. The largest fleet the galaxy's ever known. He calls it the Final Order.
Or the New World Order, or...
In 16 hours, attacks on all free worlds begin.
Of course, that's World War III. So after Trump goes down, allegedly, clone, a deadly wound, from a deadly wound, he will actually be behind the scenes.
Fleet and hiding in the unknown regions. His fleet and hiding.
The Emperor and his fleet have been hiding in unknown regions. Trump will go underground in the underground tunnels, more than likely.
The Emperor and his fleet and hiding in the unknown regions on a world called Exegol.
I think I did a gematria.
Does not appear on any star.
EXEGOL. EXEGOL. Let's gematria that. Well, it actually came to cloning cloning is diabolical. Cloning is diabolical. Barack Obama and Denver. That's what it came to. Of course, the Denver airport, and I heard one guy talking who said that his family is going to Denver, that's where they're all going to be called to. It comes to Barack Obama. Denver. And it came to cloning is diabolical. Cloning is diabolical. Exegol. Anyway, I guess that was nothing. Let's finish this up and see where...
Any star chart. The legend describes it as the hidden world of the Sith. Palpatine's been out there all this time, pulling the strings.
So Trump will actually be there as the Antichrist, pulling the strings of World War III and who can make war with the beast and all of that, because there's no time to die. He will receive a deadly wound by the sword, but he will live. It'll be a clone.
Always in the shadows from the very beginning. If we want to stop him, we must find him.
So that's that. This is the James Bond from playback speed. Let's go super slow on this so I don't get a copyright strike, and show you how he performs. Similarities, iPad goats. See him on the boat? After the fireworks. Right. Riding on the boat after the fireworks. Oh, we missed the fireworks. There's the fireworks. 4th of July. Possibly, right? See how this parallels with iPad Goat 2? 4th of July, and he was already in the boat. Just like, let me put these two together. Whoops. So don't get mixed up. So he's in the boat already because the boat is there. That's the boat. You see my cursor? That's the boat. So he's already in the boat there. And he's already in the boat before the fireworks and iPad Goat also. Both these came out in 2012. See the look on his face? Riding on the boat, like he's in a daze. Fireworks. Into the mouth of the dragon. Dragon. Goes to the mouth of the dragon. Slow this up. Fireworks, 4th of July. So of course my voice is very delayed there. But since I'm using an actual movie clip that I video, they really will get you. So hopefully slowing it down. I got it marked private on my YouTube so nobody can see it. Because if you don't, they could just remove it. Fireworks in a boat, going through the mouth of the dragon, possibly death, resurrection. iPad Goat 2 in the boat. Compare this with iPad Goat 2. This movie came out in fireworks. 2012. So you saw the fireworks. Similarities, iPad Goat 2 and James Bond, the Donald. Guess we can get rid of that. We know he's Batman, and he's James Bond, No Time to Die. He's cryptically been shown to you everywhere. So we get to the fireworks, we get to the Day of the Dead that we showed you. We've already done the Star Wars, we can get rid of that. So let's just finish up with iPad Goat and call it a day. So he's in the boat, dazed, just like Bond was. He's going through the rebirth, the transformation, rebirth. A lot of people have broke this down. They've done a great job with it. Me, not so much. Never really was big on breaking down iPad Goat. It was just too much for me. It's too deep. It's too layered. People are trying to nail down dates. I think with the help of James Bond movies, though, we can nail some stuff down. And then that looks like a nuclear blast, of course. Day of the Dead, that is the whirling dervishes, which are over in Turkey. Which of course is where Satan's seat is. And there's shark fins in that. I remember people showing shark fins course, we're way past 4th of July now, aren't we? There they came up. I've got it super fast. Let's go super slow. Won't get a copyright strike for that, will I? There they are. Right there. See the shark fins come up? Is that 4th of July Jaws? Or in Jaws, how many days was it when was there other shark attacks? A lot of people are pointing to August when Sirius, the dog star, rises and can be seen again, because Sirius, the dog star, is the occult's big time star. It is the star, the 5-pointed star that you see everywhere, used on all types of logos. And that's right around Obama's birthday, which is August the 4th. But there's the shark fins again. That's mainly what I was looking for and why I was playing it. We can play the rest of it. So Christianity and atheism, Albert Pike said, would both be destroyed. Of course, this was symbolically done in that cathedral. When that cathedral went down, the steeple fell the exact same way. This is not in order of the events that have taken place. He is rebirthed now. The AC is, the Antichrist is. And of course, the sun god, Horus, all of that. So anyway, yeah, I Pet Goat 2, of course, was done by the Ghost in the Machine. And on my playlist, I show you all that. Artificial Intelligence is the Ghost in the Machine. Is everything back to normal? No, I have to go back and reset playback speed, or they will all be like that. So let's go back to the playlist. Let's key in Ghost in the Machine, see if everything's back to normal. Saying to them that dwell on the earth. Okay, so we're back. So it's a playlist. The playlist is called AI is the Ghost in the Machine, MOTB, Mark of the Beast. In it, you get Artificial Intelligence is the Ghost in the Machine, Mark of the Beast, and Lucifer, the Ghost in the Machine, AI. Both those videos, watch them both together. That will really, really, really help you grasp that the iPet Goat 2 video is completely computer animated by Satan, by the Ghost in the Machine. That video was made by artificial intelligence. And I prove to you that they themselves tell you that artificial intelligence is of paranormal activity. They tell it to you in their own words, and it's extremely obvious once you watch. I haven't had anybody watch it and didn't understand it and grasp it. So when Trump goes down, he will not actually be dead, just like we showed you in the Star Wars. So this could actually stretch from July 4th all the way to October, the Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead in United States will begin on Saturday, October 31st, 2020, and ends on Monday, November 2nd.
Well, folks, So we're actually on a full-blown Donald Trump receiving the deadly wound, but did live, or the clone receiving the deadly wound, anywhere between July 4th to, and if you think about this, why did they make it 3 days? Died and rose again on the third day. The dead are alive, the Day of the Dead. So that will be there. And you know what, I wonder if that's the exact opposite 6 months from this year's Passover. Let me pause and set that up just for a second, please. No, it didn't end up mimicking either the Passover before it or after it. I wonder if it did Easter, which is their pagan holiday. So hang on, let me check that. I don't want to waste your time. So glad I did not waste your time with that. So anyway, the Day of the Dead, on the third day he rose. It looks, but see, we won't know Trump's alive because World War III will be taking place at that point. And aren't we looking at the elect? This is right before the election. So I'm going to put this in the Trump Antichrist, but I'm not going to call it Antichrist Part 15. But I'm also going to put it in the Trump timeline. And I don't know what I'm going to call it. Don't know what I'm going to name it. But I hope it encompasses everything that this is about. All right. Thank y'all very much. Love you.